Number 9, the monk. And we have a superscript here that tells us clergymen who swore to withdraw from worldly affairs and live in a monastery. So do you think this would be high church or low church?
Low church.
Low, maybe if there was a middle, he would kind of be in the middle. Now, even within the monastery, there are different types of monks. So we're going to find out what type this one is. A monk there was, one made for mastery, an outrider who loved his venery, a manly man, to be an abbot able. Full many a blooded horse had he in stable, and when he rode, men might his bridle hear a jingling in the whistling wind as clear, and as loud as does the chapel bell, where this brave monk was master of the cell. The rule of Muraris or Saint Benedict, by reason it was old and somewhat strict. This said monk let such old things slowly pace, and followed new world manners in their place. He cared not for that text a clean-plucked hen, which holds that hunters are not holy men, nor that a monk, when he is cloisterless, is like unto a fish that's waterless. That is to say, a monk out of his cloister, but this same text he held not worth an oyster. Okay, so when it comes to the traditions of being a monk, how does this monk feel?
Very modern.
Very loose.
Very modern. He has loose standards in terms of what a traditional monk should be like. So he likes to do things like hunt, travel, not necessarily follow the old ways.
Different.
And I said his opinion was right good. What? Should he study as a madman would upon a book in cloister cell? Or yet go labor with his hands and swink and sweat as Austin bids? How shall the world be served? Let Austin have his swink to him reserved. Therefore he was a rider day and night. Greyhounds he had, as swift as fowl in flight. Since riding and the hunting of the hare were all his love, for no cost would he spare. I saw his sleeves were lined around the hand with fur of gray, the finest in the land. Also, to fasten hood beneath his chin, he had of good wrought gold a curious pin, a love knot in the larger end there was. His head was bald and shone like any glass, and smooth as one anointed was his face. Fat was this lord, he stood in goodly case. His bulging eyes he rolled about, and hot they gleamed, and red like fire beneath a pot. His boots were soft, his horse of great estate. Now certainly he was a fine prelate. He was not pale as some poor wasted ghost. A fat swan loved he best of any roast. His palfrey was as brown as is a berry. Okay, so what does the host, the narrator, think of this monk?
He is Santa.
Okay, he does kind of look like Santa, yeah, appropriate. Jolly old. But what does the narrator think of this monk's outlook on?
He can do what he wants.
Yeah, he says he can do what he wants. So the narrator doesn't
Like him?
agree with the old traditions of being a monk either. I mean, it's kind of a waste if you think about it, taking some of your smartest and most dedicated citizens and locking them up in
A school building.
a building where they are not allowed to speak, they can't socialize, they can't marry.
They could get married if they became a monk after marriage, right? Or that wouldn't make any sense, really.
I don't think not.
I don't think you can get married at all. Or like if you're married, you just couldn't be a monk. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's something that you like chose to do when you were 14 and
Yeah.
never diverted from that path. Okay, so would you expect a monk like this to have fancy clothes?
Not really.
I
No,
usually
but
put them
he
with, like, just a robe on.
Kind of does. He has nice fur-lined sleeves, a fancy pin holding his cloak. How about his physical appearance?
He is
Bald.
fat.
Bald,
Fat.
fat,
Jolly.
bulging eyes, and they're red too, which is
Like I said, he's a hippie.
not attractive.
Aren't there